You hear that? That's the awkward silence of a family dinner after you just got caught vaping. Most vapes contain high levels of nicotine and disappointment. Brought to you by The Real Cost and the FDA.
Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show. Like, in reality, throughout this whole thing of being quarantined, I have really just been focusing on my podcast. I haven't really been focused. I need to focus on YouTube. I need to put some more time and energy in that. I think probably after this, I'm just going to record videos non-stop. I'm over here treating this as if I was like had to go to work tomorrow. The way I've been doing YouTube stuff, like I don't understand it. Like I have the time, like I need to use it wisely. But anyways, yeah, cause I'm this whole sitting around stuff. Okay, it was funny. I was gonna take a break from YouTube, but ever since taking the break, I'm like, man, I really want to make videos and stuff. So. Definitely going to work on some videos today. I have to. I have no choice but to. I did a little bit yesterday, but it was for the other channels. But I ain't really work on any videos for my other two channels. Or, yeah, for my two main channels and stuff. But anyways, welcome to another relationship advice episode. Let me go ahead and open up the website, Reddit, and go to the subreddit relationship advice. Okay. Oh, this one, I think I got like a notification from this one earlier. My stepdaughter makes me feel uncomfortable. Okay, let's go ahead and read this. I might have an idea of what it is, but for the kids' sake, I won't mention it. But I'm just saying, be cautious. Please do not focus on the age gap between me and my partner. He was 17 when his daughter was born. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, so she's 24. The stepdaughter is 19. Y'all are like best friends and stuff. Like you guys can like hang out with each other. How old is I'm kind of curious. Like how old is the guy? Like that's what I'm like. See, here's the thing. That's why I don't think I can ever date like an older woman. Like I could not date a woman that's like 30 in her 30s or 40s and she had her kid young and stuff, because I'm like, to me that's somebody where I'm like they're around the same age as me. Like this is somebody I'm over here gonna be playing. Like I don't know, like I don't want it to seem like that I'm just like it like I should be friends with this person. That's why I'm like I gotta date. Like I would date a woman with kids, but the kid has to be like under the age of like 10 or something. Like I don't know, high school pushing it, but like middle school, like that's like a mild push. Elementary, completely fine. I could care less if the kid's in elementary. At least I know I'm much more older than this kid. But I just feel like once when they're getting older, like middle school, high school and stuff, like that's where I'm like, wow, this is weird. Like, I don't know, like, that's something where I'm like, that'd just be so weird. But anyways, she said, please do not focus on the age gap between me and my partner. He was 17 when his daughter was born. I've been with my partner for 4 years, married for one. I've been with my partner for 4 years, married for one of them. Wait, what? I've been with my partner for 4 years, married for one of them. Does she have multiple partners? I don't understand that. Somebody gonna have to explain that one to me. But anyways, we have lived together for 2 years, and while his youngest 8 is completely sweet, his eldest has this weird kind of obsession with me. I don't know if I read into it too much, but she follows me everywhere, literally everywhere. She will sit extremely close to me, like I'm talking extremely close to me. She will somehow involve herself in all my plans, and whenever I don't include her, she complains to my partner. She copies everything I do. It sounds like a horror movie. It sounds like this, like I feel like this, like, you know how like they had the stepfather? I feel like this should be called like the stepdaughter. She just got like a weird obsession, and then she ends up, well, I hope it doesn't turn out like that. Like, I hope she doesn't go into some like crazy murdering spree and tries to like kill you or something. But Yeah, that's what it's sounding like. It's sounding it's sounding pretty crazy like that. That's kind of yeah, that's kind of weird. I've been like yeah, I don't really like that. But anyways, she copies everything I do, and not to mention every time we're sat on the sofa or waiting in line, she will find an excuse to touch my hair. I don't want to be the evil stepmother, but it just makes me feel uncomfortable. I've spoken to my partner, and he says it's just her way of coping with such a young stepmother, and he's happy we get along so well. Spoke to her about it too, and her behavior has just gotten worse. Any advice? It sounds like, I don't know, she might not like the fact, I don't know, this could be two different types of situations. Either she's like, yeah, like really just wants to be a good friend of you or of yours, or she doesn't like you and she wants you out of the house. So she's like, okay, this is making her uncomfortable. I'm just going to keep doing this until she can't take it no more, and she ends up just leaving. Like, and if you do leave and then she's like still carrying on like this, then yeah, then there's most likely something going on there. Like, that's, I don't know, like that's yeah, I'd definitely be cautious of somebody like that. But yeah, it's like if you explain to her that it's like making you uncomfortable and things, I don't know, like you say you don't want to be the evil stepmother, but it seems like that's like you have no other choice. Like you have to like snap on her and things, or like go off and be like, hey, like stop it, you know, like that's, it's like getting uncomfortable and things. It's just like, you know, you sit down and explain it to a person, like that's one thing, but it's like once when you're like, you gotta like, you know, use your deep voice on this person, you know, like I understand you're like, you're a woman and things, but even women, they can use their deep voice, and it's, you know, it can be scary at times. So yeah, use your deep voice on her, and she hopefully will get the hint. But if she still continues on, then yeah, something's not right there. She might be trying to pull something on you, and I would highly recommend to be careful of that, because if you really like love this partner of yours, then yeah, stay as far as away. Like, I don't know, like I definitely like on the, like I had to give them the hint somehow, but I'm like I definitely had to use the deep voice. Like I'm like I'll tell the partner too. I'm like I'm about to use the deep voice on your child. I'm like, I'm telling them time after time to like leave me alone, and they're not listening, so I'm about to use the deep voice. I don't want to use the deep voice, but I am hoping that that will get them like the message that stop doing these things, like it's uncomfortable and stuff. So yeah, I'm like, that's, yeah, I don't know, maybe she got like a mental, well, not, I'm not gonna say she's mental, but maybe like mentally she's like seeing herself as a kid or something, or she's just really trying to be like close with you. I don't know, it'd be a lot of things with that situation, but if you need to, use your deep voice. Next story. My best friend hooked up with my little brother. I feel disgusted. Oh, well, let's read this. I've been friends with Jess for years, since 6th grade. We're like family. We don't even fight anymore like we used to in high school. This is the biggest thing that happened since we liked the same guy in 9th grade. Huh. You know, like, if my best friend had hooked up with my sister, because people would think that I would, like, I'm, like, I don't know, I feel like people would probably think, like, I'm some, like, type of murderer, but in reality, I probably wouldn't really care. Like, that's something where I'm like, when I see that type of stuff, I'm like, okay, if you guys want to, like, do that, be my guest, like, but don't try to get me involved in any arguments or beefs that you guys then got into. Like, that's between y'all. Like, I'm gonna see this as a brand new relationship. Like, that's me. I don't really care. I'm like, that's when I see that type of stuff. I know people are like, but that's your best friend, like, it wouldn't be weird. Like, I like, just don't tell me about anything that you guys are doing. Like, I just like, don't do that. Just like, you guys, if you all want to like go ahead, like, and that's the thing though. So I'm thinking along the lines, like, if they're like, then they're all like hooked up, so that's why I'm like, yeah, don't tell me some stuff like that. That's why I'm like, I don't need to hear your guys' sex life. Like, if you guys are like talking about marriage and the family and stuff, I'm like, wow, never would have thought that I had seen something like that, but I would just have to accept it. I'm like, I'm not going to get in the way of, like, a person's love life and things. So that's why I'm like, you know what, do what you want to do. But if y'all are like, oh yeah, we hooked up, I'm like, I don't need to hear that. I'm like, I'm eating right now. But anyway, I feel like something like that will be told to me while I'm eating, so I'm just already getting my answer prepared. I'm like, I'm eating right now, I don't want to hear that type of stuff. It's just weird. But anyways, we both live at home, and she's always over, like, spending the night and hanging out with my family. And she's nice to my brother. They make TikTok videos together sometimes, and my little brother is trying to look cute or whatever. Like, he started going to the gym and fixing his hair. Whatever good for him. Jess would say things like, wow, look at you, you got hot and stuff. And I thought she was just teasing him, so I laughed, and I thought she was being funny. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, that's something like that. It wouldn't even, like, really. I think I would be like, kind of, like, be suspicious on it and things. Because I'm like, are you serious? Like, my thing is, I'd be like, yeah, if my sister came up to me, or if I seen her on TikTok making videos with my best friend, I'm like, what's going on here? Like, but my best, like, my best friend, like, that's like pretty much a brother to me and things. He's getting married here soon, so I'm like, that would be something where I'm like, oh, like, that's when I would sit down and talk, like, what is going on? Like, I would probably be laughing, because I'm like, oh, all of you guys are in trouble, all of you guys, and I don't have nothing to do with this. Like, I didn't even do anything. Like, I'm just gonna have to just sit here, enjoy the popcorn and stuff and things. So I'm like, yeah, you guys gonna have to explain that to your, I don't even know if, I don't even think my sister is in a relationship right now, but I'd highly doubt that she would try to get with one of my, like, with my best friend and stuff like that. Now that I would probably be all like, yeah, that's pretty weird. And I'm like, I don't know. I think I definitely would look at them different. It's like trust wouldn't really be lost, but I just would look at them different. Like, you guys, y'all are a bunch of weirdos. Like, I don't even understand y'all behavior right now. But anyways, yeah, I've been all like, because my best friend, he has talked about getting into the YouTube business. He's talked about, like, you know, wanting to make YouTube videos and stuff. And my sister, I've told her, because my sister, I think she has, like, she has a very funny personality. So I think somebody like her would be, like, hilarious on YouTube. But if I seen them making videos together, I'm like, I've told y'all about YouTube numerous times. You guys know I want to make YouTube videos. If I seen them making YouTube or TikTok videos, I'm like, something ain't right here. Nah, you guys, something ain't right. And I probably would have taken a hint right there. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what your guys' like lifestyle is at home, where it's like TikTok is a big thing where y'all are making videos and stuff. But anyways, continuing on with the story. Last night, I went in his room and walked in on them hooking up because he didn't know how to lock his door. I'm so disgusted. Like, what's wrong with her? He's a kid. He's still in high school. I think he was a virgin too, which is weird to think about whether my brother is a virgin, but I'm pretty sure he was. And then she had the audacity to ask me if I'm mad at her. Like, I let you come into my house because we're best friends, not so you can, she used an explicit word, but I'm going to say, have sex with my little brother. And he's all smiling and funny during breakfast, like, don't be mad because Jess likes me, and making jokes about them getting together. He doesn't even see how weird this is. He just turned 18. He's practically still a kid. He's still in high school. He didn't even graduate yet. So wait a minute. Her best friend's 21. He's 18. 18, 19, 21. So that's like a 3-year difference. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it'll probably be like, I don't know, like if they have feelings for each other and things, then it's like, I don't know, maybe it's different for a woman. Like, yeah, for a woman and things, that it's like to accept that type of stuff. I don't like, because all my sister, she's like 8 years older than me, so all her friends are like around her age and things. But I'm like, I don't know, like if me and this friend, I don't know, I wouldn't, that's somewhere I'm like, I ain't gonna really like ask for my sister's like permission or blessings. Like if I like have feelings for one of her friends and then her friends feel the same way about me, then I'm like, then that's just life. Like I can't help it in things. Like, you know, you just gain feelings for a person. But yeah, something like that. I'm like, I don't know, like that. I feel like, yeah, you just walking into people's room. I would like, at least we set like boundaries and knock and stuff. But yeah, that's it ain't even like he's a kid. Like if he's 18, he ain't even a kid. He's an adult. Like he's an adult now. Like, this is, like, you just gonna have to, that's the thing. It's like, I feel like she doesn't want to let go of the fact that that's her little brother. You know, I mean, like, I understand, like, you know, that that's family and stuff, and this is your best friend. But it comes to a point in time where you have to let them make an adult decision. Like, my sister, if she made that decision to be with one of my best friends, I'm like, that's her decision. You know? I'm just saying, like, I play Xbox with this dude, so if you want that type of, like, you know, environment, because my sister is like, she's like kind of, she likes a quiet environment. She doesn't really like, loud yelling and screaming. So that's why I'm like, if you end up like, this is what you're going to be dealing with and things. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, nope, that's between y'all. Y'all are adults. Y'all going to have to, make that decision and just overall like live your life out like that. But that's something where it's like, it ain't going to really affect me. It'll mostly affect them. Like, I feel like that's somewhere it's like my friend will be thinking like, oh man, hooked up with my best friend's sister. My sister, like, I hooked up with my little brother's friend. So I'm like, that's between y'all. Me, I'm gonna be sitting back drinking Red Bulls, relaxing during my quarantine vacation. I can care less what's going on behind doors, okay? In fact, whatever is going on behind doors, as long as I ain't gotta see it, I really don't care. As long as I ain't gotta see it or hear it. So that's between them. I will let them figure it out. If they end up getting married, having a family, and all that stuff, like, accept it. But don't be mad. Like, don't be mad at them. Just accept it. And if they end up like splitting up or whatever, like, once again, they're adults. Adults have to make decisions for themselves. Like, you like, worry about yourself. You have your whole life ahead of you and things. So that's why I'm like, yeah, worry about yourself. Don't worry about them. Shoot, like, it's do whatever and things. But anyways, oh wow, there's like locked by the moderator. Why is this locked? Rule breaking comments. Huh. That's crazy. Anyways, my mom convinced me to visit her during spring break and now won't let me leave. That don't really sound like relationship advice. Like, if you just posted this and things, she probably don't want to let you leave because of this quarantine and this coronavirus that's going on. That's probably why. It's just a mom just being protective over their kids. So next one, would you allow adult stepchild to come over after being on spring break and possibly exposed to COVID? Dang, that's a hard one. Like, cause that's like, that ain't even my kid, so I don't really have a say so. But I would like give out like that, awareness to my significant other. Like, hey, I think it would be best if they got tested and see if they do have COVID-19. So we don't end up getting COVID-19. Because I would explain to my wife that I'm like, yo, I had lung issues when I was a kid. I don't know if them lung issues are going to come back out once when this COVID-19 is exposed to me and things. I don't want this COVID-19 being exposed to me. So I recommend you stop off at his local hospital, get tested, see. I think it does take some time. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe like he stays somewhere, but I'm like, I'm kind of scared. Like me, I just be cautious. I'm like, okay, I'm wearing gloves. I'm like, don't cough around me, don't sneeze around me. Otherwise, I'm going to drop kick you. I wouldn't necessarily drop kick him and stuff because this is my wife's, her child and things. So I'm like, I couldn't do that, but I'm like, I'll let you know. I'm like, I will roundhouse you, okay, if you cough on me. I'm saying, because I'm like, then I feel like you are trying to kill me. So therefore, I'm like, yes, you will get a reverse roundhouse kick. Like, or a roundhouse kick can go both ways, whether you like lift the leg up and swing or like you go outwards. Because if you go inwards and swing, I don't know, what would you call that? That still would be considered a roundhouse. Then if you like, I feel like, but it's like much more force the other way around when you go outside. So yeah, just let me know which direction you want me to go with this kick because it's definitely connecting. But anyways, oh wow, this one looks crazy. So she says, my boyfriend is addicted to video games and hit me because I made him lose a game. Break up with him. Break up with him. Look, I play video games, but I feel like it comes to a point in time where I don't know. Like, I enjoy playing video games. I've been playing video games ever since I was a child. Since I was like pretty much a baby, pretty much. Like, I think ever since I was like maybe 2 or 3. So video games are near and dear to my heart. But a girlfriend, somebody that I love, somebody that, like this can possibly be, the future Miss Moss and things. That is somebody where I'm like, I would want her to get involved with video. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say that I have an addiction. It's more so as like, it's my job. Like when I was younger, yeah, I just played video games just for the fun of it. But now like I have like a YouTube channel based off of me playing video games. So I wouldn't go as far as to hit her, but I would explain to her and things like, hey, this is my job, like I'm making money off of this. This is like my main source of income. Then I'm like, yeah, like I don't know. I feel like it would probably be funny because then I'm like, I'm getting mad, and it's just like jokes for YouTube and stuff. But I wouldn't hit her. That's somewhere I'm like, yeah, you might want to check dude on that. Take a Xbox controller, swing it like that girl was, or what? Yeah, she was on that girl from Kill Bill, and take that controller and just like slingshot it at him and stuff. Go across his head with it, because that ain't cool. Like that's not cool at all. But anyway, she goes on to say, my boyfriend is addicted to video games. He has every console out there, and he has an entire cabinet of games and controllers. He has had all this old stuff to like a hand PSP that doesn't work, but he still has it for his collection. Wow. Like, yeah, I'm like, I don't even know if my PSP works. I need to see. It probably doesn't. But yeah, like if you having stuff that doesn't work, he's a hoarder. That's what he is. He's a hoarder and stuff. So and we're not working now because of our quarantine. He literally plays for more than 10 hours a day. His eyes will be bloodshot red and he won't turn it off. He eats quickly and doesn't even talk to me so he can go back to the game. It's frustrating. Yeah. I don't play, like, see, that's how I know I don't have a video game addiction, because I can't play for more than 10 hours. There's times where I can barely even play for an hour. Like, I will play for, like, a long period of time, but then after a while, I kind of get bored of the game, and I'm just like, alright, time to focus on something else. Like, I guess I'm like, yeah, if I'm doing YouTube stuff, then I can possibly do something like that, but, yeah, for the most part, that's not me. I can't do that. I cannot do that. I play for like maybe a few hours out of the day. But overall, I know it's important to like spend time with people, like family and all of that and stuff. So yeah, I will say this much: like while doing the YouTube stuff and trying to make a name for it, I also was finding the time to spend time with family and spending a good amount of time with family and things. So, anyways, yesterday he was playing and I missed him. Oh, so okay, so all right, let me restart what she was trying to say. Yesterday he was playing and I missed him and tried to talk to him, but he was ignoring me, so I sat on his lap and tried touching him through his pants. I was trying to be cute and stuff. He kept ignoring me and I was kissing his face to get him to say something, so he lost the game, then he was mad. He hit me in the face with the controller. It really hurt my lip, got cut from my tooth, I think, and started bleeding a lot. Wow. Are you serious? Like, that is... Wow, that's crazy. That is really crazy. Yeah, it's like I give you full permission to do the same exact thing to him. Like, wait till he's asleep and wait until he's like laying on his back. Then just swing the controllers like side to side and then just go down on his face and things and crack the controller across. But no, I'm saying like that's not even cool. Like you have see, here's the thing, because people, I notice, like, everybody always says, like, when people play video games, like, oh, go out, get a girlfriend, all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, here's the thing. I can play video games, but I also know the importance of having somebody by your side. I will not do something like that's just crazy. That is really crazy. Like, yeah, it's doing stuff like that and things. Like, the fact that she said that she missed you, that's how you know that video games is really consuming your time. Like, that ain't cool. I definitely will break up with him, because I'm like, nah, it's like, you know what? Stay here with your video games. Like, I'm leaving, because that ain't cool. That's not cool at all. So... she goes on to say, this is the first time he hurt me like that. Afterwards, he apologized a lot and said he loves me, and he even started to cry too. He promised he wouldn't play it again. But in the middle of the night, I woke up because he left, and he was in the living room playing games again. Wow. Wow. And I told him he promised he'd stop, and he said he meant that he promised to not play with the PS4 again, and he was using a different console now or something. Wow. Like... that is stupid. Like, I promised that I wasn't going to play PlayStation 4 again. You think he probably said that crap too, or he was or he did say he'll never play video games again. But I'm like, no, he know what he was doing. Like, that is, man, that if I was you, I'd leave him, because I'm like, and then yeah, he didn't went that far as to hit you and things because he lost the one game, and I'm like, bro, like, see, here's the thing, because I know about video games. How important was that game? How important was that game? Was you the last person? Were you the second to last person in Fortnite? Was your team in Warzone when they were they the second team to come close to killing the first team? What other racing or what other games are out there? Let me see, because I got my Xbox on right now and stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through all my video games that I got. Were you killing zombies in Dead Rising 2? And then there's that one zombie that you came across that it was like you needed focus. What other games? Freaking, were you building a park in Jurassic World? Like, here's the thing. I don't care what a person is doing. When you done hurt somebody because they made you mess up in a game where you can easily start the game all over again, whether it's multiplayer, single player, or however you're playing, you can start that game all over again and replay what you're doing, okay? So I'm kind of curious on what the comments are going to say and stuff, but until then, so she goes on to say, he was playing a different console. I'm just sick of this. I'm making lunch. He's on the couch playing a different console and acts like it means something. Yeah, I got some things to say about this because that's stupid. Well, actually, no. Let's read the comments. He just committed battery. Go to the police. This is not going to stop. It's only going to increase his infrequency and severity. I don't even know what that word says. But anyways, you currently have a roommate and a violent one. You're holding on to nothing. If he wants to be in a relationship with this game, let him be. Facts. Nah, people, they're already kind of saying what I'm saying. You should call the place. I think they was like meant to say police. If nothing else, you should at least be leaving. Yes, facts. Like nobody. I'm gonna say something. Video games aren't that important, and this is coming from a YouTuber who has a whole channel based off of video games. If he's making money from it, then alright, play your games, but also learn the importance. That's the right way you spell it. Learn the importance of having someone by your side. Comments send. I felt like that is a dope answer. So next one, yeah, that dude, that dude, leave him. I feel like that's the best bet for you and stuff. So, anyways. Let's see what this one is saying. My mom is trying to set me up with someone who works with her. How do I send the first message? Oh, okay. Let's read this one. So my mom and this girl, we're working yesterday in the same office, and I crept in a conversation. She asked my mother about me and if I was single, etc. And she saw a picture of me and said I'm really, really cute. And maybe after this corona stuff, we could go out for a meal. She's really, really pretty, and I don't really know how to talk to girls. I'm actually super attracted to. Anyways, my mom said he's shy, so you might have to make the first move. And she added me on Facebook. I of course accepted. What would be a good message to start off with? I'll probably message her tomorrow, but am not very good at this stuff. Oh man. Yeah, I like this one. This is a nice one. It's good because I'm like, y'all feel the same way. That's good. I like that. I like that out of this guy. I like his name too. Lonely Soul 96. So, strike. How you spell strike? Freaking okay. Strike up. I spelled that. I spelled it correctly. I ain't need no autocorrection and stuff. Strike up a conversation. I don't know. I was gonna put convo, but I'm like he might not know what that is. But anyway, strike up a conversation. See what she's into. Man, cause see that's I'm like I don't know. Like me, what would I do? Cause then I'm all like, okay, like I don't want to like I don't know but it's like how can you screw this up? See that's what I'm like. Like nobody's really like good with girls when they very first started off talking to girls and stuff. So like, man, don't strike up a conversation and see what she likes. Don't be somebody you are not. Be yourself. And what I mean by that, Oh, what do I mean by that? See, how am I going to be writing something and I'm like, I don't really know what I'm saying at the times. Like, I'm trying to give this man, like, some good advice here. I'm trying to, like, work with this guy here because I'm like, this is something where I'm like, this can turn into something, and I would want that for the man. So, be yourself and it's like don't be all right, yeah. So like or like don't be somebody that you're not. Be yourself, but also don't be nervous. It's like, what can I say after that? There's still more I have to say. Fight that nervous side because. See, I'm like, that's the thing. Now I want to, like, scare the guy and be like, because if you do, then this is always, like, actually, no, fight that nervous side because if you don't now and this doesn't work out with her, this might affect you in the long run. I was like, long run. What am I saying? Long run. So, I feel like I don't know. This might affect you in the long run. Like, good luck, bro. Okay, commented that, sent it. Hopefully he sees it. But yeah, good luck to that man. I hope he does. This goes good. I should save it just in case he updates it and stuff. Cause I'm like, I need to know. So I'm gonna save that. So, this one says, I have a master's degree but can't find a job for 2 months. My girlfriend doesn't seem to understand. I'm like, okay, if we're, like, when was this posted? 10 hours ago? I'm like, do you not understand that we are quarantined and there's no job that's hiring right now? Like, if you can find a job, then okay, then thank you. But if there's no place that's open, he said, this is, I think this is a woman because they're like IF25 and I think that's like female like and things. But anyways, yeah, I'm like, there's no jobs that's hiring right now. Like, it's everybody is quarantining home. Like, once when this stuff is lifted, then okay, but I can't do anything right now. So next one, met a guy on an app 8 months ago who said he'd been single 1 month. Wait, what? Met a guy on an app 8 months ago who said he'd been single 1 month. We do it monthly. He recently adds me. Wait, what? What do you mean you guys do it monthly? I'm kind of curious about. I don't know about this one, but anyways, he recently adds me on Facebook, then puts in a relationship. I clicked it. Wait a minute. He recently adds me on Facebook, then puts in a relationship. I clicked the girl. They've been together 7 years. We've done it 3 times since. He still uses the app. He owes me $700. Wow. Let's see what this one says. I want to lose him, but still get paid. What do? I have screenshots of texts that he swears he'll pay me after tax refund. Can I do anything? Why does he still text me? How do I ask for and get my money back? Somebody commented saying, stop talking to him. You're probably not getting your money back, but you can take him to small claims if you have proof that there were loans. Somebody's like, I don't think there were loans. Somebody was also like, why do they owe you money in the first place? Yeah, like, that's, like, why would you, see, that's the thing. I'm like, I don't care who you are. I don't feel comfortable loaning several $100s to a person. I will invest into a person's business. I will invest into anything possible that is going to overall help this person. But to give them several $100s and then to not know if I'm going to get that back. I tripped over giving out $5. There's a friend of mine, I remember he said he was going to pay me my money, I think the next day. Before I even had a conversation with him, I made sure that was one of the first things, because he said he was going to pay me we were in high school and he said he was going to pay me my $5 the next day. I gave him $5 that day, but I was counting down the hours. Lunchtime came around, I seen him, I said, John, where's my $5? Okay, so I'm like, I trip over money. So something like that, you should never, ever, and I don't care like how many times you've been with this person or what, you should never, ever give them that type of money before. You should never give that person that type of money. So that's why I'm like, yeah, maybe if you have text messages and claims that he does, that he can he said he was gonna give you this money, then okay. But yeah, I don't know, like you didn't really like get into details on why he owes you several $700 and things. So it's kind of like, what happened there? Like, why'd you just randomly give him $700 and stuff? So yeah, maybe it can work out. You could get your money back, but if not, then yeah, definitely tell the guy or tell the girlfriend that you've been in a relationship with them and that he owes you $700 and stuff. And that, but yeah, don't do that. Like I encourage people, like, do not give out several $100s to somebody that you don't even know, that you met off of an app. Like, come on now. But this next one, quarantine relationship struggle. How do I respect my boyfriend's boundaries while communicating my frustrations? I might have to read this one because I'm like, what are you talking about here? Boyfriend and I have been together for almost half a year, so all of it feels relatively new still. We haven't argued really, and he's usually really, really easy to talk to when I'm frustrated. In a few months, his work has ramped up, and we knew we'd see each other less for a while. The last week of being patient about work were just about over when social distancing quarantine because of the thing. For me, I have asthma and an autoimmune disease, so I really haven't been around anyone aside from my roommate. 2 weeks ago, one of my employees came down with pneumonia, and we decided to wait at least 2 weeks to see one another again. Me being the more impatient party, come Friday, those 2 weeks are up. I asked him about Friday today, and he responded essentially that he wasn't sure, but health came first, leaning towards no. What am I even reading? Like, I'm reading this, I'm like, where's the boyfriend and all this stuff come in place? I'm like, I don't even understand right now. So I don't see any reasons to be distancing as he shows no symptoms and been around his boss only who is also showing no symptoms. I don't want this pandemic to end our relationship, but I feel like I'm not a priority or that he's not all that interested in seeing me because there's been so many reasons not to. How can I communicate all of this without coming off as pushy and still respecting his opinion? I need to see what somebody replied to this was. I'm in the same boat except I'm the boyfriend. My girlfriend has a heart condition and older parents. I've been at work and we decided that that's while I'm still working. We should see each other face to face, but we FaceTime and call almost every night. From your boyfriend's point of view, if he met up with you and something happened to you, he probably wouldn't be able to live with himself. I know I wouldn't with my girlfriend and her parents. Those are weird times. I would suggest something like FaceTime and call. Oh, so she wants to see him. I was like, I'm reading this. I'm like, so is she talking about an employee or like the boyfriend? I got lost at some point in time in this whole relationship advice thing. But yeah, she's like talking about like she's seeing him less, then yeah, it's probably he's knows that you got this sickness thing going on and he doesn't want to get you infected with this coronavirus. So yeah, it's just FaceTime him or freaking text him or something. Like, I feel like that should be okay. And then once when this stuff clears up and everybody's okay, then yeah, just have a whole day with each other and things. But I was confused on that one. But anyways, boyfriend makes me feel bad for staying home during quarantine. See, here's the thing. People that get mad at others for staying home, that's because we have jobs that comes across a lot of people. For an example, my job, I ring up like 500 people a day at my job. So I don't want, if I did have the coronavirus, I don't want to infect all of these guys, or I don't want them to infect me with the coronavirus, okay? So let's read this one. As soon as my state enacted a stay-at-home order, I went home to be with family. This was largely influenced by my father telling me to come home as soon as the order went in place. My parents want me to stay with family, but I'm torn. My boyfriend is hardly talking to me over social media, saying he doesn't understand why. Since I'm 19, I can make my own choices. I'm scared if I stay with him that I'll get tired of the close quarters. I live in a rural part of the state where I can go outside for some fresh air. I'm also scared because he lives in the city, and a crime could become a concern if something hits the fan. So it's a lot safer where I'm at, I believe. He told me he thinks me staying home shows him I'm not ready to live with him, as the quarantine could be a month long or so commitment. He's taking his frustration from the situation and placing it on me. I've been crying for a while now, and I just need some advice. I really want him here at my house, but that's not an option because my parents wouldn't allow this. So I'll probably, I definitely would talk to the parents, see how that makes them feel. But it's like they say it sounds like it's like a family thing. Like I would try to explain that. I've heard like situations like that before where maybe the parents don't like them and things, and so that's probably what they are doing. But that's a hard one. I'm like, I definitely like explain to him like I do, but my family, they kind of like, I wouldn't necessarily say tripping, but they're just worried. Family is worried. Like I always say like, I don't know. Then you don't want to really say anything that's like hurtful, like, oh, if it was your family and stuff, like, because he might not have no family in the area. Like this man might be all by himself and things. So, see, damn, it's a hard one because I'm like, dang, like maybe he could go over and visit, but then he might have something. So that's what it's like. Dang, I'm like, this coronavirus just really messed up a lot of people and their relationships and stuff. Like, I've seen so many stories now where people are like, oh, this coronavirus, and me and my partner, we gotta stay in separate areas and stuff. I'm like, man, this coronavirus, it needs to clear up. Not for me, so I can like go back to work, but for the people that I'm reading about. Like it seems like every post I'm reading about is something that having to do with this coronavirus. I'm like, man, this virus that messed up a lot of people. But yeah, I just let him know that you're going to over, like, it's just wait until things clear up. Like let him know, like I'll talk to him, let him know and explain and stuff. I'm pretty sure you are telling him a lot of things right now, but just keep showing that you care. Like I had to say, that's the best advice that I can give you. Keep showing him that you care. I'm gonna comment that. Keep showing him that you care. So if you have to blow up his phone every day, do that. Period. Comment. Send. Next one. I think my boyfriend is colorist and it bothers me so much. What does that mean? Colorist. An artist who designs usually. What is a colorist person? Someone's an artist in fashion. What does this even mean? Like, I'm trying to think, it's like racist or something? What does the color mean in race? Colorism is a form of racial discrimination based off of the shade of an individual. Oh, so they're racist. Okay, so yeah, let's definitely read this one. My boyfriend is a colorist and it bothers me. I really want to know if I'm overreacting or overthinking the situation. We've been together for about 6 months. My boyfriend is very caring and thoughtful, but I think he has a fetish for light-skinned Latin and European women. For background information, I am a medium brown woman. I'm a medium brown AA African American. Oh, okay. I was like, what is AA? Like, I just like, what does that mean? But anyways, I'm a medium brown African American woman, and he is an African American male who's about the same skin tone as me. One day, I saw messages between him and a male friend. They were sending each other Instagram model pages. Honestly, that is definitely not a big deal for me, but there was a common theme. All the women were extremely light with Spanish and European features. I cannot lie, that irked. That's a new one for me. I ain't never really heard somebody say that before, but that irked. Me and things pretty much. She said some other stuff I ain't gonna read. But anyways, let's be honest. I'm black woman, black features. No woman looked anything like me. I'm not arrogant, but I am an attractive woman with a well-proportioned body. I have many men fawn over me, but to think I may not even be my boyfriend's type is disheartening. He also says questionable things about black women as far as their aesthetics. I find myself restoring things like, I bet you'll like her better if she was Latin, which is so petty. He tells me I am gorgeous all the time, but it's hard to believe when he follows and idolizes, in my opinion, and all these ambiguous race women. I'm not trying to make anyone feel sorry for me, but black women have it so hard. Like, just black people in general just have it hard. It's hard for black people to find, like, a person that, likes them for them. Then you think that when a person does like you, they're liking you because of, like, only strictly for your race. They're not liking you, like, because of you. Like, it's like you meet somebody outside your race, and they're all like, oh, I'm only interested in black people and stuff. And I'm like, no, like, I want somebody that's like, overall, like, don't be interested into everybody, but don't choose me because of your preference and stuff, like, choose me for me, like, of who I really am and things. Like, that's the thing. I'm like, you can choose these people, right? You can only be, like, strictly with these people, right? But you don't know what's necessarily wrong with them. So that's why I'm like, when you have a preference, like me, here's the thing. I do have a preference. That's just, I feel like that's just people. Everybody, has a preference. Maybe not everybody, but there's people where, they really like black men. They really like Latin men. But, then that made no sense. I can't even believe I said that. Latina men. If you like Latina men, then like them. You can like anybody in this world and stuff. But overall, y'all are understanding what I'm saying. You're going to like a certain, portion of the people in the world and stuff. But overall, you have to accept everybody. If he accepts you, then that's good. But like his preference, like, see, here's the thing. Everybody, like I was saying, like, everybody's gonna have a preference. You see it all the times. Like, there's people that really they don't even really have like a preference of a race. They just have a preference over a person. So, like, for an example, because she was trending this morning on Twitter. I have to say that'd probably be the best example. But there's a singer named Kalani. Now, that's somebody where I'm like, you know what? I definitely, like, if she had, like, put out some, like, I don't know, if she put out some things saying she was looking for a guy and it was like me, she described me, do you not understand that I wouldn't even pack anything besides, like, my all-time favorite Jordans? Like, I seriously would walk all the way to the airport with my debit card and my favorite pair of Jordans, and I'm like, I am seeing the woman that had, like, this woman wants me, okay? I am buying a plane ticket. I think she's from Oakland, California. I'm like, I'm going to Oakland, and I'm going up and down the street screaming for Kalani, okay? I'm like, but here's the thing. That's just somebody that I just, that I like. It's like a fantasy, liking of that person and stuff. I know overall I'm never going to get with Kalani, but it's a fantasy liking. This is just somebody you have, like, you don't have well, no, you can, whatever and things, but I don't want it to, like, get, like, overly crazy that you do have fantasies about this person. But just, like, it's just, like, how people acted with, Michael Jackson, how women was acting over him and stuff. Like, it's just like, that's just how people are. But overall, like, don't let that define him. Don't let that, overall, like, that's the only thing you see when you look at him and stuff. Like, he's with you, that's all that matters and things. If he cheats on you, then you don't need to be with him and stuff. But anyways, black women have it hard. As far as our representation and treatment, we are really at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to beauty. No, you guys are not. See, that's why I'm like, look, do not, I try to uplift everybody around me. I was just doing that with one of my friends the other day. Like, you are not at the bottom of the totem pole. Because, see, here's the thing. There is somebody out there, okay, like, black, it could be like a black man. They see black women at the top of the totem pole. So that's the thing. I'm like, if somebody asked me, are black women at the bottom of the totem pole? No, they're not. And if they're all like, oh, which one? And I'm like, don't. See, that's the thing. I don't want people to make me choose, because I'm going to say some smart stuff like everybody is at the bottom of the totem pole. Everybody. I'll say some smart stuff like that, because I'm like, no, I'm not going to choose. There's nobody at the bottom of the totem pole. It's a floating totem pole. Everybody's at the top of the totem pole in my eyes. So, yeah. But no, it's like black women are not at the bottom of the totem pole. But yeah, she goes on to say, we get criticized for our features and hair. I really have built myself to be confident in my skin without comforting to European standards. Lastly, he also made comments saying I had a button nose. That hurt my feelings. He said it was a joke and that he thinks I'm beautiful or he wouldn't be with me. All I can think about was that my nose isn't pointing or thin. So what's a button nose? I'm gonna need to Google this. Butt nose. That's a butt nose. Somebody, there's like people with like tattoos or drawings of like some like person twerking, and I'm like, that's, I don't know, like I wouldn't necessarily, it's just noses. Like I'm looking at these noses, I'm like, I don't see that being a problem. Like that's what I'm like, see. Also, once again, referencing Michael Jackson, I feel like he, after right people talking to him, he probably wouldn't have had all those surgeries and stuffs on his nose. Look, there is nothing wrong with the person's nose. Like, unless you got like a freakishly large nose where you can like swing your, like, or if it's like you're walking out of somewhere and stuff, you turn around, look, and you like then hit somebody across the face and then knock them out or something, then okay, then, you know, but even then, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with your nose. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the person's nose. That's one thing where I'm like, I never understood why a person focused so much on their nose. Like, there's a YouTuber that I followed, I ain't gonna say any names, but she got a nose surgery. And I'm like, that is a waste of money. Like, if you go back and watch previous videos of her, there's nothing, there's something that you don't even think about. It's something that you don't see. But then when you're like, when that person like talks about it and stuff, then you're like, what do you, why? That is a waste of money. There's no reason for you to get nose surgery and stuff. So don't think that. So she goes on to say, so it looks like a butt to him. Many African American women butcher their ethnic noses because of those type of comments that create insecurities. I want to know, am I overthinking the situation? And if I'm not, how can I address this in a non-confrontational way? I'm gonna leave some motivational stuff for her, and I'm probably gonna end it after this. But first, I got a Facebook notification, so I gotta see what that is. People promoting their podcast. Okay, so black women are not at the bottom of the totem pole. Nobody is, and you might be overthinking this just a little. Everybody is going to have the certain race they like or a certain person they like. It's mainly a fantasy thing, and yes, it shouldn't be the main thing that person is talking about. I'm over here, see, that's how I'm like, I'm so good at like typing. I got like a notification on Instagram, but I was still like typing out what I was saying, and I did not mess up. That's some dope stuff right there. I learned that from a teacher in 5th grade. But anyways, it's mainly a fantasy thing, and yes, this shouldn't be the main thing that person is talking about or thinking about. If he is with you and only wants to be with you, you have nothing to worry about. If he cheats, then leave him and find somebody that likes you. Go back, loves you. And don't worry about side comments about your appearance. People all the time say I'm too small, I got a big forehead. And yeah, that's, people, they overall, they say that stuff. Got a big forehead. What else? Everybody, and you know what? Actually, no, people are saying I'm too small. And I have a big, because that's like the main thing that people really, I don't know. Other than that, I would say I'm a handsome individual and stuff. But, I got a big forehead. And I learned to live with it. I feel like everybody I don't know, I wouldn't want to say like, okay, I feel like everybody was put on this world to motivate those with their body. So somebody probably looked at you and thought to themselves that you are a beautiful woman and I want to look like her one day. But even that person should accept who they are. Everyone should. Yeah, I'm gonna comment that. Go ahead and comment. And I am done for the day. So, anyways, almost an hour. I'm getting close. But anyways, thank you guys for listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you are purchasing tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And in that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching and or listening, and peace.